Good morning. Welcome to day 54 of the 100-day project. This is day 53. Totally not what I intended to make yesterday, but I didn't catch it till I was editing the video, and I kept thinking through the video, something's not right. Now I know why. I didn't make the shape I intended to make. I intended to make this shape because this doll was inspired by this doll, the fragment doll. Go back to yesterday's video to hear all about that at the beginning of the video. But today's video is all about correcting my mistake and making the shape of doll that I had intended to make. So let me get my stuff and we'll get started. So yesterday when I was making my pattern, I squared off the bottom. That's not what I wanted. I wanted this shape here. I don't know what I was thinking. I think it was just an off day. So I've taken the liberty today of going ahead and making my pattern the shape that I want. And I used my template from yesterday as a guide. I just set it down to give me the guideline about how big I wanted because I liked the skinnier one for this. And I just kind of traced a little bit around her head. And when I got down to the body part, I just rounded it off at the bottom. So I'm going to cut that out and then I'll be back. This is more what I had in mind, that shape. And it's not a big deal, really. These are cute. It's just that that doll that I showed you is the inspiration for this. And she's this shape, and that's what I wanted. So that's what I'm going to have. I have to have my way in my art room. It's the only place I get my way. Okay, so I'm going to take my shape. I'm going to cut her out on a piece of paper that's a little heavier. This is the mixed media paper we used yesterday. It's 90 pound. It's 5.5 by 8.5, and it's just a good weight for her. And I'm only gonna make one today because this is just more of a correction video than anything. Okay, so I'm gonna cut her out and then I'll be right back. Okay, now I have my heavier one cut out. This is the template. This is the lightweight paper. This is the heavier one. So now I'm gonna start covering her with scraps. If you watched yesterday's video, you know the process. I just start gluing down papers, and I'm just gonna use a glue stick. These are all just papers that I had out here yesterday, and so I'm just gonna gather from them. Okay, I'm gonna take a minute and cut her out and see where she's at and if I wanna add any more. Just trim off the edges. Okay, while the glue is drying, I'm gonna paint her face, and this is a little different than yesterday. Yesterday I did her face first. Today I'm doing it second, and it's okay either way that you do it. It doesn't really matter. So I'm just painting her face with a little bit of Liquitex gesso, just to give some tooth to the paper so that the paint will sit on top of it and not want to soak in. And then I still need to put like 2 coats of color. I'm going to use Folk Art parchment. Okay, let's let that dry. I accidentally lifted my paper because it was sticking to my hand and this piece flew out, and I decided to put this piece up here at her neck. I like it better. And then I'll just trim off the extra. I've got Liquitex matte medium, and I'm going to put this little piece of tissue paper on her that's got the black writing or blotches on it. And I'm using the matte medium because it's just easier with this paper. It'll blend right into her. You can use glue. And then I have a shape that was left over from yesterday that I'm going to put on her. It's this shape here. And I'm just going to glue it down probably about right there. And then I'll trim off the excess. I give her face another coat of the paint. And we're going to let that dry. I'm going to go ahead and glue her to her backing, and I'm just going to use a piece of scrap paper that I've got sitting here that she fits on. These are brown and red woody pencils by Stabilo, and I'm just going to use those to give her a little color in her face. And you just use water to activate it. I'm going to wait on the red because I don't know where her eyes are going to be, so I'll give her her cheeks later. We'll let that dry. Meanwhile, let's get her hair ready. I have a punch. This is a Recollections punch. It's a flower punch, and this one's from Marvy, just 2 flower punches. And I have a piece of paper that has already been punched. I punch out a flower and I just cut off the petals that I wanted. This was already done, so I'm just going to use it. And then this one here, I'm going to use this double-sided paper and create another flower. So there's her hair. I'm going to glue the hair on and her bangs like that. But I'm going to wait for her face to dry a little bit more. While we wait for her face, this is Posca pens, black and white. And I just took the pens and I made little scallops around her neck yesterday, so we'll do that today too. And I put little dots in there. And then after that was dry, I went over it with black because I thought it looked better. But I like the white on there too, so we're gonna do both. I'm going to glue her bangs on so they don't interfere with eye placement, which is not big a deal. I just put them wherever they land. Just glue right to the top of the head there. Okay, you want to go ahead and draw your face on. I've already done that. And then I'm going to take a Le Pen permanent marker or any permanent marker that you've got that you like to use. And I'm just going to trace over the lines that I made for my face. These are Faber-Castell Pitt Artist pens, and I've got different colors that I use. I use the raw umber to go around different things. Like I'm going to go around her flower with the raw umber, and then I'll use reds or pinks or whatever on her lips and different colors for her eyes. So just use whatever you have, whatever you like. Let me let my dog out of the room. I need a little doggy door added to my door so they can come and go at will. Okay, while that's drying, I'm going to go ahead and glue her hair on, just like that. Just going to stick it to the back of her head. Okay, the last thing I want to do is give her a coating of matte medium. This is Liquitex matte medium again. And I want to coat her so that if there's any sprays or anything on here that could spread if she gets wet, which I doubt she will, that everything's set in place. Plus it gives her a little bit of a shine, and I like that. It just gives her a little bit of a finished look. And if her face is dry enough, I will do her face as well. Okay, the last thing I'm going to do is take this little circle that I cut out of the chalkboard contact paper that I used and put my name and the year back here on the back of her. And she's done. Now, she can be a tag if you want her to be a tag. I left room up top to put a little hole, and I left a space in between her hair right here, so you could stick a hole right here. You could take a tag that you already have that has string in it and take the string out and hang her with that. Or you could use some ribbon or something like that. I'm gonna leave mine just like this. I like her. I like these two. I like what I did yesterday. I really do. But I really wanted this shape, and I love this shape. I love her, and I'm gonna be making more of her because I think she's really cute. I love that shape. And this is the inspiration that I felt from that doll that I showed you. I tried with this, but I just totally screwed up. But the video's up anyway, and you can watch it. Okay, guys, thanks for being here. I hope you have a great whatever it is, and I will see you tomorrow for day 55.